No Man's Sky has just received one of its biggest creative updates to date. With the Voyagers update, we finally have fully customizable ships. Well, here's the twist. This tech isn't just about building your dream starfighter, because Sean Murray has already said it connects directly to Hello Games' next project, Light No Fire. So today, I'm going to dive into what ship customization means for both the future of No Man's Sky and how it might power exploration in Light No Fire. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get stuck in. So let's start with what's here right now, and in case you've been living under a rock, you should know that for the very first time in No Man's Sky, you can build your starships properly from the ground up. So I'm not talking about the original starship builder that came in last year, I'm talking about proper customization. We're talking hulls, wings, thrusters, weapons, paint jobs, and all of the rest of it that comes in between. This is of course all modular, it's all changeable, and it's all yours. You can create literally whatever ship you want right now. This isn't just a procedural generation anymore, this is a personal expression on the galactic scale, and for Hello Games and No Man's Sky, it represents a massive leap in customization because until now, ships were mostly what the game gave you with a small amount of customization. Voyagers has totally changed the game, and I personally think it is one of the best, if not the best updates ever added. And to make things even more exciting, this update opens up a whole host of future opportunities in No Man's Sky and Light No Fire. So let's dig into that. One of the biggest opportunities I see is the idea of totally specialized ship roles. So right now, or maybe technically pre-Voyagers, ships in No Man's Sky were mostly cosmetic, bar a few differences between them. I mean, sure, there were different classes that existed, like solar, shuttle, fighter, etc., but in practice, they all handled relatively similarly if they were all well upgraded with the best upgrade modules. But with this new modular customization, Hello Games could expand that into real-world gameplay depth. So, for example, the ships you build could actually have different functions. Imagine designing a fast, lightweight scout ship with minimal weapons but incredible atmospheric handling, which would be perfect for planetary surveys. Or, on the opposite end of the scale, a heavily armoured warship loaded with cannons, shields, and cargo bays for long-range expeditions and combat. You could build a science vessel optimised for scanning planets, or a trade ship designed purely for efficiency and storage. This would give No Man's Sky players an incentive to not just own one ship, but maybe an entire fleet of custom ships, entirely tuned to their different playstyle. And it would also make each Corvette build feel kind of purposeful and more than just cosmetic. The opportunities here are almost endless. Now, another huge opportunity could be community sharing. No Man's Sky already has an incredibly creative player base when it comes to bases, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll have seen some of these amazing creations over the years. So we've seen what happens when Hello Games lets people share those builds. Now, how about we apply the same sort of system to the new Corvette ships? Players could design a ship, maybe save its blueprint, and then upload it for others to download or adapt. You could perhaps browse a galactic marketplace of ships, vote for your favourites, or even enter ship design competitions. Imagine multiplayer hubs turning into impromptu ship shows, where people line up their most creative designs side by side. This would give shipbuilding a whole new social layer, turning it into a form of expression and collaboration, not just a solo activity that you enjoy doing. I have already seen loads of people show build guides for different ships on Reddit and YouTube, so actually being able to upload a blueprint of their best designs would be an amazing future update, I personally think. And the third big opportunity could be how ships interact with the different environments themselves. Right now, most ships behave exactly the same whether you're on a frozen planet, a stormy volcanic world, or orbiting in space. But customization could change that. So picture a ship fitted with reinforced plating and storm shields that actually performs better in extreme weather. Or perhaps an improved aquatic module that lets you skim across the surface of an ocean world, blending the line between ship and sea vessels. Or perhaps on desert planets, maybe you want heat-resistant hulls, while icy worlds could require frost-hardened components. This would tie your creative choices into the survival aspect of No Man's Sky, making your ship feel a little bit more like a tool built for a challenge of each world, and not just a ride that gets you from A to B. So those are three possible expansion avenues Hello Games could go down for this already amazing ship customization update. Now obviously it is entirely speculation at this point and I'm not suggesting any of these will actually come to fruition, but I am curious if you think they could take it in yet even another direction in the future. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the ones I mentioned and possible other directions as well, so please leave a comment below the video. Right, you may be curious just how Hello Games is actually pulling off this modular ship customization. Now at first glance, ship customization might just like a menu where you swap out wings or change the paint job or add new decorations, but under the hood, it is way more impressive. Every ship part, whether it's a cockpit, a wing, an engine, decorating module, whatever else, has been built to connect seamlessly with all of the others. The game dynamically adjusts things like size, angle, alignment, so that no matter what combination you choose, it looks like a proper starship rather than just a random jumble of parts stuck together. Though that does entirely depend on your build skills, of which mine aren't particularly amazing, as you can see from this footage. Like the textures and colours can update in real time, even the lighting and reflections shift to match your styles and colour schemes. It's the kind of system that makes your creation feel like it belongs in the game's universe instead of standing out as a mod or a little clunky add-on. Then there is also the physics side of things. Ships in No Man's Sky aren't just visual skins because they actually handle differently. For example, a bulky frame will feel heavier and slower to turn, whereas a small fighter turns much sharper. On top of that, thruster placement does affect maneuverability as well, and that's all powered by procedural rules built into this customization system. In other words, this game isn't just letting you randomly pick parts, it's actually recalculating exactly how your ship behaves every time you make even a small change to it. It really is incredibly sophisticated. And here is where it could get even more interesting and exciting still, because Sean Murray has said that this exact tech is not limited to No Man's Sky. It is modular, it is flexible, and it is designed to work across multiple projects, which is why it is also going to be used in Hello Games' next game, Light No Fire. This modular system that lets us piece together spaceships from scratch today is using the same backbone that will let us build probably seafaring vessels in Light No Fire. Little mashup right there. But ship customization isn't just a cool toy, it's proof that Hello Games has been quietly building building technology, piece by piece, ready to scale far beyond the space exploration of No Man's Sky and into their next project. And I, for one, am beyond excited to see what else they come with in the run-up to Light No Fire. And speaking of Light No Fire, let's talk about where this technology is heading with regards to that. Obviously, Light No Fire setting is a survival adventure set on a massive Earth-sized fantasy planet. Unlike No Man's Sky, where we explore the stars, this game will be a lot more grounded, mostly barring the flying dragons and stuff like that. But exploration means travelling across land, like lower air and sea, much more often than space. I mean, let's be honest, probably not going to be in space at all in Light No Fire, but here we are. And that is where ship customization comes back into play, but in a different way. So Sean Murray has already hinted that the same tech powering customizable spaceships in No Man's Sky is being reused in Light No Fire, only this time, instead of the starships, we're talking about sea-going vessels and potentially even other kinds of vehicles. So in No Man's Sky, you fly to planets, you can extract ship modules, but in Light No Fire, you may start with like a really small wooden boat, maybe just enough to get across a river or even a small lake. But as you explore, you'll probably be finding new parts, new materials, and suddenly you're upgrading into a multi-deck sailing ship. Possibly. You're swapping sails for speed, maybe adding reinforced hulls for stormy seas, or installing storage modules to carry resources for your crew, maybe weapons for combat, all that good stuff. It is going to be exactly the same modular logic as No Man's Sky, but applied to ocean-going vessels instead of space. How cool does that sound? Now, I really want to know more information on Light No Fire. It has been a while, even just a new 2-minute trailer or a 5-minute gameplay demo. Just something. Please, Sean, if you're watching this, please give us more info. Right, I'm getting a bit sidetracked, but what we do know is Light No Fire looks to be multiplayer focused. So imagine what this means for your group exploration. Entire fleets of player-made ships, each customized differently, Maybe some sleek, some fast, others heavy and built for survival and war. You know, you and your friends could design ships that complement one another in your own fleet, almost like a team loadout sort of thing, but on the water. It can turn travel into like a kind of cooperative adventure on an Earth-sized fantasy planet. I cannot wait. It also opens the door for perhaps even bigger possibilities. If the system works for No Man's Sky starships and ships on the sea in Line of Fire, it maybe could extend to things like airships in Line of Fire, land vehicles, or even some fantastical mounts. Just like in No Man's Sky, where customization has gone from ships to bases to freighters, Line of Fire could evolve its own ecosystem of creative building across multiple vehicle types. So in a way, this No Man's Sky ship customization isn't just an update for No Man's Sky, it's a window into the kind of player-driven creativity Hello Games is actually planning for their future worlds, and I for one will be on board for the entire journey. Just like me in this video though, the rest of the No Man's Sky community have already been running wild with speculation because when Hello Games gives us new creative tools, especially on a scale this big, players immediately start dreaming about what's possibly coming next. One of the biggest wishlist items I've seen is hybrid vehicles. So think about it in No Man's Sky. What if you could build a ship that doesn't just fly through space but can also skim across the oceans of a water world? Or in Light No Fire, maybe we'll see hybrid sea and airships where sails and wings work together depending on the environment. Others I've seen are hoping for even more modular freedom. I mean, not that I think it's needed, but right now we're customizing existing modules and frames. But what if one day we can start completely from scratch, snapping parts together into something no procedural system could ever generate on its own perhaps? Like placing your walls on the base, you'd be placing walls and whatever else onto your ship. This one is unlikely, I think, and instead Hello Games will add new modules instead, which I'm all for. It doesn't need to be that modular, in my opinion, when it comes to ships, because we already have that for bases. And then there's the dream of player-driven events, so ship shows, design competitions, or entire fleets sailing across an ocean or patrolling the galaxy together. We've already seen how creative this community gets with bases. Ships could easily become the next stage of that creativity, and maybe even the centerpiece of multiplayer identity going forward. Whatever Hello Games decide to do though, one thing is clear, players aren't just customizing ships, they're imagining entire new ways to play the game. Whilst also coming up with some utterly insane ship designs. I've seen so many good ones, I might even do a video on them. To conclude this video though, the Voyagers update has given us more than just customization, it has given us a glimpse into Hello Games' future, and particularly Light No Fire. For No Man's Sky, it means deeper roles, more creativity, and ships that truly feel like our very own. For Light No Fire, it could mean fleets of modular vessels, crossing oceans on a world as big as our very own Earth. And my question to you is, as we know that Hello Games are using this tech in Light No Fire, what kind of ocean-going ships are you planning on creating? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep up with both No Man's Sky and Light No Fire as they evolve, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like on this video as well whilst you're here. As always, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you in my next one.